midnight bundle?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very important so that you can use that one to download some of videos. Okay. So the first thing I want you to understand is that that is an open source, okay, object-oriented programming language. Now, whenever you hear of a programming language being object-oriented, what does it mean? Do you have any idea?
No.
Okay. Now you are my student, so I'll be forcing you to learn. Are you on it, or you don't like it that way?
I like it that way.
So I'll be opening you to a lot of things. I'll be sending you links about some of IT stuff that you are supposed to know. That's what I've been doing to Lizzie. Sometimes I'll call her and she'll be like, Rabbi, I'm tired. I said, what now? You are tired. Because you have only 4 years to, get out of campus. But the thing that you are learning, if you don't love it, that's the problem. If you don't love it at an early stage, whatever you spend time with, you develop love for it. Are you understanding me? So if you don't love it, how do you love something? You get to find out how the thing works. And trust me, to me, I don't see anything, any career, especially in Ghana here, which gives you more room for you to work on your own, gives you opportunity to earn money wherever you are, gives you opportunity to build a software or even build a virus. Okay, and I'll show you all these things. All these things start from some of these things. So it's just about how you think. So whenever you hear object-oriented programming, we are dealing with a program that allows you to run so many things at the same time without necessarily waiting. So for instance, the human body can be termed as an object-oriented programming body. Someone will say how? Because we have hand, which is different from the head. We have the stomach, which is different from the leg. So object-oriented programming is not static. Like, it gives you room for you to do so many things that you want. For instance, you can have within the school, you have students, you have teaching staff, you have non-teaching staff. So all of these people are objects of the class school. So object-oriented programming gives you room for you to build a bigger software. Trust me. So it is very good for you to get this understanding. And one of the things I want you to also understand about that is that is just a combination of so many programming languages. For instance, you see, I just ran a print on your screen. I know that print, we use print for C programming, is it C programming, then Python. So you get to a point where you see a little bit of C++. Are you understanding me? So all these things are things that you'll be seeing, and you also see VAR, as in for variable. Whenever we are declaring a variable, you see VAR, and just it picks normal, just like the other data types that we have. Okay, so that is what an object-oriented programming language is. So it supports inheritance, interfaces, optional typing features. All these features, we look at that. Okay, that is where you have classes. So if you can say that with the human body, we have 2 types of classes. If we're a human being, you are either a male or what? Female. Are you understanding me? So if you are a male, what features do you have? If you're a female, what features do you also have? So object-oriented programming gives room for all these things. And you need to understand that when you talk about IT is whatever we do in our everyday life. That is what we have. Put it in a virtual world. Okay? So that is it. And remind me on WhatsApp to add you to Zillion Universe. It's very, very important. This month, I want to dedicate myself for Zillion Universe. I'll be talking about a whole lot of stuff on that platform. So remind me, it's very important. Now, another thing is that I already spoken about the open source, okay? So it means that it comes with a set of tools, okay? which is freely available. Okay, anybody can pick the source code, of that programming language and build upon it and work upon it. One of the things that has made Android, still popular as we are talking right now, Android has been in existence for more than 10 years now. Let's assume, let's say more than 10 years, either 9 years or 10 years now. And look at Java. When I talk about Java, let's look at, see, of BlackBerry phones, right? BlackBerry runs on Java. And Android is one of the key reasons why Nokia is out of the system now. Because Nokia was powerful in those days, some, let's say 20 years back. Nokia was powerful because Nokia was running on Java. And, BlackBerry became also powerful, Java. But then HTC, phones like HTC, Samsung and co, when Google announced Android, they took the opportunity, especially Samsung. Samsung, when you look at even their Android OS, it is even different than the other OS. And I think Infinix and Tecno, they are doing well because now they are also coming out with their own brand. And I think they are now competing. You understand? So having an open source program is very good. It gives room for a competition. And it helps you, it helps your work to be in existence for so many years. So many years. One of the reasons why Mac OS and iOS and this, one of the reasons why it's more, although it's expensive, people might be tempted to see that they are making a lot of things, a lot of push. They are trying their best to how do you call it? They are breaking the market, they are gaining money. But the truth of the matter is that Bill Gates, Microsoft, as it stands now, this man is controlling, let's say, more than half of the population of this world. Why? Because almost everywhere you are seeing Microsoft products. Are you understanding me? So why? Because Microsoft is also an open source. Are you understanding? So, and another thing is that is a cross-platform. When is there something is a cross-platform, it means that it supports major operating systems. Okay, for instance, you can write a program in that can be run on iOS at the same time Android. And have you checked the features of on Windows 11?
No.
My dear.
Windows 11.
Please, your assignment number one, go and check the features of Windows 11. Tomorrow, God willing, I'll ask you. Do you know I want you to do that? I want you to be on top of IT, and it starts from this. It starts from some of these things. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know how to install operating system on a machine?
No.
Okay, then we have a lot to go. I'll try my best to turn you into some of these things, teach you how to run some of these things.
All right.
And I hope you'll be able to learn. All right. So the reason why I brought Windows 11 is that now with Windows 11, you'll be able to run Android program right on your computer. You don't need to install any BlueStack or even Android emulator. I understand. You can just run everything straight. Now you're having to install on your machine. When I saw that feature, when I watched, Africans, it's not like we are joking, but we are playing. We are playing Ampy. Ampy. We are playing Ampy. Now let's look at the giant, Microsoft, merging with another giant, Google, coming together. So sometimes some of my friends who are not into IT, I keep asking them, what can we do together? That is very, very important. You understand me? Right now, aside IT, what can you do? Tell me. You know how to do liquid soap?
Yeah.
You know how to do that?
No.
You know how to, how do you call it? Maybe, so you need to learn some of these things. it helps.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. And I've learned a lot from Bill Gates and Dangote. These are people who don't limit themselves. Yesterday, I was telling a group of people, we started an online series about relationship. And I'll be sending you some of the things so that you share for me. We started online series. I was telling, after we took our first video, I said, you know, one day you people come and meet me at this place, and somebody will ask you, I'm looking for Ima, the guy who's a building contractor. And when I come, I'll just remove my eyes as if I don't know you people. Then I'll talk with them. And I said, because I'm not limiting myself to anything. That is what I want you to be. Now, another thing that, aside the cross-platform, another thing that makes that programming unique is that it supports a lot of, it works on a lot of browsers, okay? We can go on and on and on and then talk about all these things, all right? So we can, in fact, we can go on and on. So now let's look at, we have installed it. So now let's look at, let's run a basic, let's see how our DAT program works. So we are going to run a basic software that is going to tell us, that is going to display our name. Oh, where is my editor? It just vanished like that. Okay. So now let me clean all these things, and I'll explain all these things to you. Okay. Okay. So now let me explain. Now, just like any object-oriented programming or any programming language, that supports variables. And with just like any programming, the main program starts running from the main, okay? The original program starts running from the main. So let's create a simple program that displays our name, or that displays Wafaya. I like using Wafa, and I like using Woda. So don't be offended in case I use some of these things. I hope you are cool. So all that I can just use print. Now print object. What do I want to print? I want to work with strings. Okay. So string need to be either in quote, double quote. It's supposed to be in double quote, but I don't know why the Visual Studio Code allows for. In fact, it allows for, it takes in the single quote rather. It sees that one to be normal. And this is one thing with IDEs. I want you to take note. Sometimes, especially, I remember those days when we started learning HTML. Sometimes you see there's BR tag, the break, okay, the break. So sometimes we use the BR, then you bring the backslash. And those days it works. But now, when you try this thing in even Visual Studio Code, they tell you that there is an error. And these are some of the things that we have, but then the concept is still the same. And as time goes on, you see that some of the programming languages, they modify themselves. So it means that you have to always keep learning. Okay. So welcome to Wafaya. Okay. Right. Now, every line of code in that have to end with a semicolon. It's very, very important. So now let's quickly run. Start debugging. Launch it. Let me open my terminal. Debug console. So you see, we are having welcome to Wafaya station. Have you seen it? So this is just a simple line of code. But what I want you to learn is that we'll use the print to display something on our in that. Okay. Then the main program starts from the main over here. Okay. Another thing I want to also point out is that just like any programming language, I told you that make room for variables. Okay. Please, are you there?
Yes.
Good. So that make rooms for variables. And that is block sensitive. When I say that block sensitive, look at something over here.
Okay.
Just watch. Look. Now, click on this one, please. Have you seen that it has closed?
Yeah.
When I click, it has opened. Now,
Yeah.
the moment I start typing out of this thing, that will not see it to be part of this function. So you need to pay attention to that. So we will look at, so now we are going to look at the basic syntax. What do you understand by the word syntax? Syntax.
Like some group of codes.
Come again.
Group of codes.
Okay, you are close. Group of code. But then when we talk about syntax, we are looking at how a particular code is written.
Okay.
Have you seen it? So
Yes.
if you understand every programming language, if you want to master it very well, you need to look at how that program is being written. So we are going to look at some of the basic syntax, some of the things that you need to know. This side is very, very important. When we are done with this side, then we'll close for today, okay?
Okay.
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is something called identifiers. Identifiers. When we talk about identifiers can be a variable. It could be an array. It could be a class. It could be a functions. It could be so many things. But there is something that you have to follow. That would be a guide when you want to set up an identifier. So we said that it could be a variable. So if you want to set up a variable, there are certain instructions and things that you have to follow if you want to be if you want to have a successful program. The first thing that you need to understand is that your identifier must be an alphabet. It could be a lowercase or uppercase, or it could start with an underscore. Let's see what it means. For instance, if I want to add a variable to this, okay? To add a variable, you need var. You get the variables, you get them. Then the name of my variable. So this is the syntax for creating a variable, okay? You get it, then you assign value, then you terminate it. Oh. Please, are you paying attention?
Yeah.
The syntax for creating a variable. And I told you that syntax is, there are ways that something is being written. It could be an algorithm, it could be a code. So if you want to write a variable, these are the bring your var, which is constant. Then the name of a variable, the name of the variable, we said that, which is the identifier. It could be an alphabet that is both lowercase or uppercase, or an underscore. So what it means is that if you have var, the name of a variable could be Kofi. Okay. That Kofi, what is the value that I want to give? Is Kofi a string, an integer, or what? So we are saying that Kofi is a string. So if it is a string, Kofi, name of a boy. Close it. Do you understand? And we say that it could also be an underscore. So if it is an underscore var, instead of you just bring an underscore, then AMA, it is also accepted. Then you bring the variable value. What is AMA? Name of what? Girl. Please, are you paying attention? What do I do with this? What do I do with it? Tomorrow, let's do a quick printout. So print, what is the object? So this is now to assign, okay, to display the content of a variable. You know what a variable is? A variable is simply means a container, okay? Something that we used to store, how do you call it? something I use to store data. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
So this is the content of Kofi space. Now, if you want to display the content, you just have to bring your $sign, just like PHP. Then you bring
Mhm.
of your variable Kofi. And this is the content of AMA space bar for AMA. Oh, and let me track a crowd. Content of AMA. We will continue tomorrow.
Yeah.
Order. You are sleeping. You are feeling sleepy.
Yes.
A part of it is that sleep early. So quickly let's run. Get away from the mango tree. So we are having so you see where there, I forgot that I need to delete this syntax over here.
Mhm.
What is this one telling me? The value of the local name AMA isn't used. Okay, so instead of this, I was supposed to bring the underscore. So the underscore AMA. Have you seen it? Okay. So we are having, this is the content of Kofi, name of a boy, and this is the content of AMA, name of a girl. We will continue tomorrow. Have you seen it? All right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, what time should we continue? I have early class. The person is not in Africa here, so their time difference. So I start with the person, the guy at 8 a.m. So from 8, 9, 10, then I close. Is it looking at the time, or we should stick to the 9, or what time do you think you will be okay? So from 10 up. Come again.
What of 7?
Come again.
7 p.m. tomorrow.
Time. I didn't hear you.
7 p.m. tomorrow.
7 p.m.
Yes.
I might be at church at that time. So
Okay.
the evening one.
No, tomorrow I'll be going somewhere.
Oh, okay. So 7 p.m. will be okay for you, right?
Yes.
No problem. I'll try. If not, then we can start at 8. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So have a good night. I hope you have learned something today. Then I'll see you, God willing, tomorrow evening.
Yeah. Good night.
All right. You too. Bye.